The time is 3:14 p.m. Local time, Pacific Standard Time, Los Angeles, California. 3:14 on 3/14 of 24. Pi Day. The infinity pi matrix at 3:14 p.m. This minute is just as important as the next, but it's very important because of today, and decided to take the opportunity at 3:14 on 3:14 to present the work that I've been doing for the past 12 years. Well, almost 12 years, 11 and a half years. It started in 2012, so this September, this August, will be 12 years. 3.1415. Now it's 3:15. The PL-89 calendar, I've been starting last year around this time, maybe a little bit later in the year. It was after Passover. I started to present this work that I was involved with for the past 11 and a half years. And I thought it would be a good idea to make a video on Pi Day, because another work that I've been involved for a little bit less time, about 8 years now, exactly 8 years, because it was Pi Day of March 2015, so that will be 9 years this year. On this day, Pi Day, is when I received the information of the infinity pi matrix. And basically it's just the number pi, the infinite number pi. For pi enthusiasts, those who are interested in memorizing many digits of pi, I tried doing it. I had 300 kind of, sort of, but basically I think maybe 60 digits I can say by heart. Maybe a few more than 60, but at any rate, this video is meant to explain how, okay, so I took the number pi and I broke it down into 3-digit parts, and it was calculated as 3.14. Some people say that the number is actually everything after the decimal point, but the way it came to me, the way I envisioned it, is that it was the number 3.14 is actually one number, 314, at 314 minutes of the video. 314, 159, 265, 358, 979, 323, 846, 264, etc. And I had been reviewing that. Such a nice day today, so I think I might get some nice, beautiful day. Let's have a look here. Maybe I might make a series of videos from 3:14 to maybe 3:41, because permutations are also very important in this calculation. If I said 3:14, it's like I said 3:41 or 1:43, etc. So the PL-89 calendar. See, the pi, as everybody knows, it's infinite, has everything. Someone once called it God's infinite book of creation. I mean, God is so much more when it comes to God, because God's infinite, but as much as we can, try to comprehend infinity, infinite numbers, basically everything can be expressed in numbers, and if everything can be expressed, anything, all things, all combinations, all possible permutations, combinations of things, can all be expressed in numbers, and every single number is found in pi. So you have kind of a map of infinity, but you can, as you can imagine, it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. You need some. There has to be some kind of mechanism, some kind of technology to filter it. A tool that, suppose you have this like geyser of water, and it's shooting out like just tremendous amounts of water very powerfully. Nobody can drink from that. But if you can contain it, pressurize it, harness it into an area, and then let's say a fire hydrant, and then there's this metal, there's hard things that block it, and a faucet that you can turn on and off, and you get the idea. You can have certain amounts at certain times. Well, that's what the PL-89 is. One of the functions anyway. It takes the infinite number pi and it filters it down. It functions as a faucet so that it's usable, so that anyone can use it with the numbers they have, with their finances or anything, time, space, calories. Anything, gas prices, credit cards, interest rates, anything that has numbers. So that's what this is. This is like, let's say pi is like everything around me. It's a channel, and it's filtering through here. It's filtering through. And now that I give you just the general idea of what it is, now you're asking me like, okay, so how do I use it? What does that mean? Well, think of any number. Let's think of any number in pi. Well, let's think about the first one, 314. 314 can be 314, which was just 7 minutes ago. And where would that be here? Well, there are a whole set of rules for this, and it's probably a lot to explain just for here, but suffice it to say, one of the rules is that it's based on 40. And it comes from a lot of the teachings in the PL-89 are Kabbalistic teachings that I've taken from different excerpts from the book of Yetzirah. It's possible, subconsciously, but I had it in my mind from passages of the Zohar, and even less esoteric, more what they would call nigla, revealed, like from the Gemara, the Mishnah, and just mathematics. Psukim in the Bible that are extrapolated in a certain way, understood and counted, and so its sequence is going 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9. That's its own thing, but it cuts off at 40, and that's if I remember correctly, this was taught in the book of Yetzirah about the mem, and many other people who explain the Torah Nistar. Specifically the letters. You can write books and books on just probably any letter, but specifically the letter mem. Letter mem, there's I forgot who it was. It was a certain sefer that has hundreds and hundreds of Torahs, and you can write books and books on just the letter mem. And a mem and a mem. Well, I didn't realize it when I was making it, but I realized that this calendar really can be seen as a mem and a mem, because it's 40, which is the numerical value of mem. It's 40, and it's 40. Okay, and so that's two mems. You can see as a mem psucha, an open mem, mem stuma, closed mem. That's another idea, and the mem that was closed in Isaiah, that's at the beginning of a word. Usually the mem closed, the final mem. And then in Isaiah, it has a final mem at the beginning of a word, which is its own idea. But two mems, that's how you can think of that. Think about the word goel, redeemer. Redeemer has a numerical value of mem. It's interesting that Mashiach starts with mem, but the word goel, gimel, vav, aleph, lamed, equals 40. And that is the secret of the 40 days, of a 40-day month. It's not a 30-day month like we know. 40-day month. That means there's an 8-day week. There's 5 weeks in this 40-day month. So let's say, getting back to how would you use this infinite, all these millions of numbers that are coming at you and everywhere, every possible combination of anything you can imagine that you want to have at your discretion. How do you use it? Well, let's say it's 314 right now. So where's 314 over here? Obviously, there's a finite number of numbers, and there's 80, because 40 and 40. But 314 would be right here, because it's 34. How is 34 314? Because the rule is that any number, this is like the periodic table of elements, and from this periodic table, you can combine and create and synthesize and mix and match. I don't know about that, mix and match, but you can create and you can compound, maybe that's it, based upon these elements. These are elemental numbers. That, okay, so it's 314 right now. Why is it 34? Because what was the principle that was mentioned? The principle that was mentioned is that you can always add 40, right? Any box, any given box in this entire thing, it's considered the same number as long as you add 40. So 34 is 74, right? Because 34 plus 40. 74 is 114. 114 is 154. 154 is 194. 194 is 234. And 234 plus 40 is 274. And 274 plus 40 is, right, 315. So any one of these elements, as long as I'm adding 40, it traces it down to its root right here. And that's the idea. And it just occurred to me right now that then people in Kabbalah like to do what they call mispar katana, or like shoresh, digital roots, which means you add everything together and you just come with one digit number. You can do that with the biggest number. You add them all together until you just get one number that's 1 through 9. If you think about it, 3.14 as one number added together is 8. And its root number is 7. Okay, all right. Anyway, I was just forget that part. So let's say it's 314. I go right here at 314. Let's say it's 159. Where would I go? Right here, 39. Because 39 plus 40 is 79. Plus 4, it's going to be 159. 2.1 for 159. We'll go out 265. I go to 25. Because 265. Yeah, 25. If you keep adding, 40, 65, 105, 145, 185, 225, 265. Yeah, so you have basically. So what I just said was, I just said the first 9 digits in pi. 314, 159, 265. But really what I did was that I also connected that with the time. But if you go into this, it's called recursive process, that everything follows the theme. Like right now, we just passed 13 minutes and 14 seconds, and it's really on Pi Day, which was, we started at 3:14, and the same thing happened with the Daf Yomi. It was like the 15th Daf, but really 15 Daf, or really only 14 Dafim, and you connect that with yesterday, which was the 13th. You're basically making everything fit in. You're thinking in a circle. You think very circular, and that's what pi is, really. Now, I saw recently there's another number called tau, which is this is pi is the circle, and the what's it called, the diameter, the ratio between the two, and I think tau is basically double pi. It's the whole circle, 6.28. But anyway, I might do some experimenting with that. But anyway, that's how you use this. If you paid a certain amount of money for something, you find it where it is here. And as you do that, you'll start to bring everything closer together. If you do this for a while, I think I'll stop here because there's a 1.443.